On number 10, it says, due to fire laws, no more than 720 people. The balcony holds 120 people, and there are 32 rows, each with the same number of seats. So 720 is one total. 120 plus 32 times the number of seats, n, is the other total. And I want to write an inequality in between them to compare those two numbers. Can it be equal to 720 when it says no more than 720? Damien? Can it be equal to 720? No more than 720. Is 720 more than 720? So it could be equal. Can it be greater than 720? No. So it's got to be less than or equal to. This is going to give me my inequality. So I'd solve it from there. 120 plus 32n is less than or equal to 720. What would I do to get n by itself first? How do I get rid of the 120? John, how would I get rid of it? Subtract it. It's going to leave me 32n is less than or equal to 600. Getting n by itself. Now what would I do? By 32. And I get 18.75. Why does it say no more than 18 people then, not 19? I can't have a part of a person. And since it had to be no more than 720, this had to be rounded down to no more than 18 people.
I got 18.72.
Then you divided it wrong. 600 divided by 32 is 18.75. You just punched something in the calculator wrong. Questions on number 9 for anybody? Yes? Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Now, where's the little girl thing from?
Just take one of them that says hall pass. It's fine. Chet needs to buy 4 work shirts, all costing the same amount. Do I know how much each amount is going to be? That's why this says 4A. Okay? The $25 gift card, is that going to come off of what he's paying at the register? Or is it going to be added on? That's why it says 4A minus 25. That takes care of the gift card. How much money did he have in his pocket? Okay, so there's the two totals that I'm comparing. 4A minus 25, I'm comparing 275. Okay? Could I spend all of the 75? Did I have 75 in my pocket? Yes, so I could spend 75. That's why it could be equal. Could I spend more than 75? No, that's why it says less than or equal. So my inequality says 4A minus 25 is less than or equal to 75. Getting A by itself, I'm going to add 25 to both sides. 4A is less than or equal to 100. Again, getting A by itself, now I'm going to divide by 4. And A has got to be less than or equal to 25. So each one of the shirts that he buys has to cost no more than what? $25. So $25 or less. Right? Everybody good now with 9 and 10? Everybody had a chance to copy it that's copying? Okay. All the way up to the top. Push it up to the top of the desk and line up the edge with the edge of the post. and it'll push right on. Okay? Everybody good now? Yep. There's 11 and 12. Number 12? Okay. Out of curiosity, how many people actually crossed out the word middle and wrote high school? Anybody do that in here? Yeah. It's
I've been there a couple times for another elementary school, because they do running on the track there.
Yep. So, number 12 says the school plans to collect more than 2,000 cans. So 2,000 is what one total. It says so far they have 668, and they want to know how much they're going to add to that. And they have 7 days in which to do it. So it says plus 7 times however many cans I need to collect each day. Then I determine what inequality goes in between those two totals. Can it be equal to 2,000 this time?
No.
Because 2,000 isn't more than 2,000, right? So, since it needs to be more than, it can't be less than, this has to be the greater than symbol. My equation says 668 plus 7n is greater than 2,000. I would subtract 668 from both sides. 7n is greater than, this is going to be 1, 3, 3, 2, I think. And what would I do at this point? Divide by the 7. N has got to be greater than, when I divided this out, it came out to 190.28. Now, this 0.28 seems pretty small. Why did it go up to 191? Because it had to be what? More than 2,000. If I used 190, it would have come up less than 2,000, so it automatically had to round up. Everybody good with 11 and 12? We still copying, or am I good? Okay. There's 13 and 14. Good. Mm-hmm. Ash, would you get the door, please? And if you'd put the book down and pay attention, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Number 13 says Joanna joins a CD club. She pays $7 per month, $10 for each CD. Write an inequality to find out how many CDs she can purchase in a month if she spends no more than $100. Okay? The $100 is one of the totals. It's how much money she has to spend. It's like saying I've got $100 in my pocket. I can't spend more than that. The $7 is a one-time fee each month. And the $10 is for each CD, which is why it says plus 10C. Then I figure out what I'm going to put in between them. Can she spend 100? She has 100 to spend. She could spend all of it, couldn't she? So it could be equal. Can she spend more than 100? No. She only has 100 to spend. That's why it says less than or equal. 7 plus 10C is less than or equal to 100. To get the variable by itself, the first thing I'm going to do is subtract this 7. I have 10C is less than or equal to 93. To get C by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by 10. C is less than or equal to 9.3. Because it says 9.3, and I know that I can't spend more than 100, what's going to happen to the 0.3? Right, it's going to get dropped off because I can't buy part of a CD, so I can buy no more than what? 9 CDs. I can. Is everybody good with 13? Those of you that are talking, please stop.
I was telling her that answer. Right, because
Number 14. Lionel wants to buy a belt that costs $22. He also wants to buy some shirts that are on sale for $17. How many shirts does he want to buy? Did they tell me? No. That's going to be my variable. That's why you see 22 plus the 17n. How much money does he have? He has $80. So the 80 is here. The 22 plus 17n, these are my two totals that I'm comparing. Can he spend all of the 80? Does he have 80? He can spend all of it, can he? That's why it can be equal. Can he spend more than 80? So it has to be less than or equal to 80. There's my inequality. 22 plus 17n is less than or equal to 80. Getting n by itself, I'm going to get rid of the 22 by subtracting it. I now have 17n is less than or equal to 58. And I'm going to divide both sides by 17. When I divide by 17, I get n is less than or equal to 3.41 something. It's talking about the number of shirts. Can I buy part of a shirt? No. That's why I can't buy more than what? 3 shirts. That way I'd still have a little bit of my $80 left. Everybody good? Okay. I want you to skip 15 and look at 16 through 21 and see if you've got the correct symbols. These obviously should have been easier, but it doesn't mean that we didn't make mistakes. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Do I need to go over some of these that you missed?
No.
Okay. When I'm doing this type of problem, I always like to think of numbers that are equal to, above, and below the number they're asking me to compare it to. If I think of equal to first, is 25 at least 25? Yes or no? Yes. So it could be equal, which is why the little equal line is there. If I pick 24, is 24 at least 25? 24 at least 25? No. Is 26 at least 25? Yes. So 26 is greater than 25, which is why the greater than symbol is in there. Pick a number that's above it, below it, and equal to it, and it'll help you to determine which direction that's going to point. Number 21. If I pick 0, and I'm comparing it to 0, is 0 no less than 0? So it could be equal, which is why the line is there. If I pick 1, which is above it, is 1 compared to 0, is it no less than 0? Yes, it's greater than, right? This would be true. If I picked one that was below 0, negative 1 compared to 0, is negative 1 no less than 0? No. This would make a false statement, which is why it would be greater than or equal to.
Wait, no less? What do you mean by no?
Okay. Is negative 1 no less than 0? What are numbers that are less than 0? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. But it's saying it can't be. It's no less. So it's looking at the ones that are equal to or greater than. Everybody good?
Well, I'm wearing glasses. I don't get it.
There is no way that you're going to get all of your work on this sheet of paper today. And I'm going to tell you, tomorrow I'm going to look for your work. No work equals what?
A 0.
No credit. You need to show me your work. So, number 9. Karina needs a total score of at least 627 on 3 games of bowling to break a league record. It says a total. That's one of the totals. She bowls a 222, and she bowled a 194. And she wants to know what she needs to bowl to make that record. So there's my 2 totals that I'm comparing. It says at least 627. Could it be equal to 627? Yes. Can it be less than 627? No. So there is my inequality. 222 plus the 194 plus the third game has got to be greater than or equal to 627. We're going to combine these because they're on the same side. So we're going to take 222 and we're going to add it to the 194. That's 416 plus the x is greater than or equal to 627.
Wait, is that an X after 192?
Yeah, after 194 up here?
Oh, that's an 192.
Yes. What do I do to get x by itself? How do I get rid of the 416, John? When I subtract it, x is greater than or equal to. And if I subtract it from 627, I get 211. Now, look over on the side. You'll see where y says 211 or more. Okay? That's what the answer to this one is. Over by your 9, write a y beside it so that you know what your answer was on your sheet of paper. And then any place on the bottom where you see 9, what are you going to put underneath it? A y. There is only one of them, and it's like the third one from the end.
Wait, why would you put a Y?
Because number 9 was what? Y. That's what its answer was over on the right side.
Oh.
Okay, do you see it? Over on the right side it says y 211 or more.
Yes.
Okay? When you get done, it should obviously make something that makes kind of cute sense to what did the beaver say to the tree. And it'll be kind of cutesy. Okay? Now,